Man, every time I come out here and ride behind him, sometimes wonder if maybe that'd be a good bike for me out here. Well, hi guys, Lance here from the Rocky Mountain Life channel. I'm out on a ride today with Shannon. It was going to be Super Dave as well, but Dave is feeling under the weather. Got sick last night during the night, so he's resting in camp. Hope he gets to feeling better. I was going to harass him in this video and call him names and tell him he's a big baby, but I didn't have it in me to really do that. I know he would rather be feeling good and riding, so if he's not up to riding, it means he really feels crummy, and I hope he gets better soon. So Shannon and I are out riding today, so Shannon doesn't have to sit around camp all day by himself. Besides, I drove out here and I wanted to ride. It's going to be a little interesting today. It snowed 2 days ago, as you can see. Now it's melting. It's a little chilly out here today, but it's about freezing. Things have been melting. It was melting yesterday. Last several days, pretty much since Friday, and today is Tuesday. Pretty much since Friday, it's just been really windy in this part of the world, in our part of Colorado. But today there is some breeze, not too bad, not anything like it has been the last couple days. But we expect to find mud in places, slick spots in places. But Dave and Shannon went out yesterday with their side-by-sides, came out this direction and said that this area that Shannon and I are headed to this morning is drier, not as snowy, so that'll be good. A lot of guys will ride in the snow and don't really mind it, but to me it's slick. I tend to tip over when it's not snowy. I don't need any help crashing. So I really don't like riding in the snow, but patches and stuff like this is not a big deal. When I first got the bike, I remember I took it out in the snow once, and I was riding with both my feet out like skis, trying to hold myself out. So I was a little nervous, and ever since then I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to avoid the snow as much as I can. This is going to be a little deep. Yep. Picked my feet up, which I don't normally do when I go through that kind of stuff, because that water's going to be really cold today. So Shannon's on his X-Trainer, cross-trainer, whatever the term is for those betas. Man, every time I come out here and ride behind him, sometimes wonder if maybe that'd be a good bike for me out here, because it's just a mountain goat. Just tractors and lugs and climbs anything. It's light, easy to manage and maneuver. Good usable power. It's not going to yank your arms off, but it's not meant to. But if I ever got one, I would probably need to respring it for my weight, for sure. Because the stock suspensions, if you don't alter them, are very soft. And I'm a bigger guy and a little heavier than average. Lost a little weight lately, but I'm still about 205 to 208 in my underwear. So by the time you get gear and boots and everything on me, it's probably pushing close to 220, I would say 215 if I had to guess. But So that's more than what the stock spring rate on those cross trainers are designed for. Frankly, it's more than what the stock suspension on my bike is rated for. I think my bike is for like 185 pounds. But because I'm not a really hard charging rider, and I don't jump really, I don't think I've ever bottomed out my suspension on my bike in the 5.5 years I've had it. So I don't worry too much about it. I'm not a skilled enough rider or experienced enough rider to tell the difference between a properly tuned suspension and the one I'm riding. So I know a lot of guys say, oh, the first thing you got to do when you buy a new bike is redo the suspension to suit your weight and everything. Well, I suppose for a lot of people that would be true, but for people at my skill level, I'm not sure it matters a whole lot, because I don't know if I can tell the difference. But I'm excited to be out here. It's a little cold, so my nose is running a little bit, but it's not horrible once you're in the sun. So I think it's going to be a great day. It's a little before 11 o'clock, I think, right now. So I expect the next hour or two it'll warm up a little bit more. As long as we don't get too much wind, I don't think it'll be too cold. I haven't been on the bike too long yet today, so I'm still trying to get my balance and feel planted. Sure glad Shannon knows where we're going and which turns to make. I'm just following him, but that actually reminds me, I've talked about this before a few years ago when I was doing my review videos after a year of owning a bike. But one of the things that's cool about these RS models, and now Beta's changed the name, they're just RS, but the dual sport versions, the one that come with blinkers, they come with that Trailtech Voyager GPS unit. Well, I don't use it to its full capacity by any stretch. I use it for my speed, my engine temp, and I'll look at it to find out what my elevation is. And sometimes a compass, I guess, but most of the time it's just a little extra fancy speedometer for me. However, one thing that it does do, that I do utilize, I just don't look at it much, but I do utilize it, is before I start every ride, I reset the trip, not the trip, but the, well, it's a trip, but the trip route. It records your route if you want it to. You can say, I want you to start recording where I'm going. So if I get lost someplace out in the boonies and I got to figure out how to get out, I can use the GPS unit on the bike that came stock with it. This is not an aftermarket thing on these RSs. Whoa! Now soft. I can use the GPS unit on the bike to retrace my steps. Might not be the shortest route back out, but at least it prevents me from getting totally lost. It's sort of my own little breadcrumb built into the GPS.